Welcome to another episode of Just to Be Clear. My name is Doreen Calderon. I'm the owner of The Recognized Actor, where I coach experienced actors who want more out of their career. Just to Be Clear is a video series where I take a topic in the industry, stir the pot, and get some clarity around it. If there's a topic you want clarity around, put it in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can be alerted to my next video. Enjoy. Today's video is taken from a recent Facebook Live. I have 3 simple tools to help you get what you want. Bonus 4th tool is at the end. Today we're going to talk about the subject, why can't I get what I want? Coaching seasoned actors, that's a big frustration because they've already paid their dues. Like you, been around the block a couple times, you've got lots of experience, but why can't you get that thing you want? And this has so many levels to it. Where do I begin? When I was a server in Chicago, there was a specific night where I was working on New Year's Eve. And we were setting up, I remember we were putting balloons with the string, trying to make the restaurant a little festive, the black and the silver and the white. And I said to my manager, Terry, really sweet guy, I said, do you think is it okay if I get cut first? And the reason I wanted to leave early was because there was a show, there was a concert, my girlfriends were going there, and it was in the neighborhood. And I'm like, if I can race, I can make it to that show. And he said, okay. I'm like, wow, I got everything I want. I get to make the good tips on New Year's Eve, and I get to leave early. So it came the time where he was letting me go early. And one of the other waitresses, she kind of frowned at me and she turned at him and she said, why does she get to go home early? And he said, because she asked. How often do we not ask for something because we just assume we're not going to get it? If we ask for what we want with no attachment to the results, more often than not, we're going to get what we want. That's just the way it is. So that's the first thing that came to my mind with these so many levels of why can't I get what I want? I was in an online conversation last week, and the actor was having a hard time getting their self-tape to casting. And it was one of these crazy demands of, they got the call at like 6 p.m., but it needed to be uploaded to casting by first thing in the morning. By the time this actor had gotten, the script down and taped it, the system wasn't working. So now it's like 8 o'clock, and their agent wasn't in the office anymore, and so they were having this discussion online. And I said, well, this happened to me. And what I did was I contacted casting directly, and I sent them a link to a Dropbox because the other system that they had wasn't working. And the immediate response from this actor was, we were specifically told not to contact casting. And my thought was, who the heck told you that? And this is another level of why don't we get what we want? Because in that actor's situation, they didn't know that they could ask for what they want. So it's one thing to ask for what you want, but if you don't even know you can, wow, So that's something to look at when we honest to God believe that we can't ask for something. See if that's really true. So I ended up pointing out the obvious. When casting has specifically requested you for an audition, they want you to contact them if there's a problem. They want you to contact them so that they can get the tape that they requested. This happens to the best of us, where somebody or some buddies are telling us we can't, we're not allowed, whatever. this also brings up another fun topic, and that is the idea of what are we listening to? Are we listening to people in authority that know what's best for us? Why are we letting outsiders, and I'm saying outsiders outside of ourselves, dictate to us what is best for us? Nobody knows what's better for us than us. So what are we listening to? Another thing that most people are listening to are old tapes from parents or teachers, negative kind of stuff. You already know about that, right? But how often do we grab onto it? That thought may come in without us wanting it to, but we have a choice whether we want to hold on to that thought. What are we listening to? We also may be inundating ourselves with positive thoughts. Let's do a guided meditation. Let's only listen to these, spiritual leaders, or visual things, or motivational speakers. When we do that too often, we're actually giving up the idea that we have access to the same wisdom that they do. We have the same wisdom. We have the same access to it. Now we see it all around us, those who have limited access and those who have a lot of access. And that's a choice. It goes back to what are we listening to? If we've got so much noise in our head, if we have too much noise in our head, there's too much good advice, too much bad advice, we are not open to our own wisdom. We are not letting our own wisdom in because we're too busy taking in other people's so-called wisdom, right? So what are you listening to? Do you even know that you can, this is the second one. I'm just reviewing what I've talked about so far. Do you even know that you can ask for something? And the first one, of course, is just ask. That is really something that most people don't do, or that we hold ourselves back from doing. So think about what it is that you want in your career. Then ask, why do I really want that? And this is a question that's best answered in the company of somebody we trust. A friend, a coach, a therapist. A lot of the times I'm hearing the reason why actors want something specific about their career, like I want to be a series regular, win an award, have my material made into a television series or something. If you want it, that's a beautiful thing. That's yours. That's yours to want. But be very careful if we want something as a means to an end. That is to say, sometimes wanting that series regular job is so that other people will take us seriously, or so that a better agent will take us on, or that people will finally see us as valuable and talented, or we want it to validate us. I think this is the biggest trap. So if we're going after something, if we want something that ultimately, when we ask why, and we see that it's to validate us, well, then we're never going to get it through a thing, a job, a status, an award, representation, fame, money, the resume, the star meter. We're never going to get it through that. So I'm going to leave you with my three-pronged philosophy. I think I ended that kind of abruptly, but quit thinking so much. Just show up and play.